Hi folks, I'm Jason and this is my daily vlog called Living with CMT. I hope you enjoy.
Hey up folks, bad hair day. Just come downtown for a few hours just to get out and veg and just do a little bit of shopping, getting four wall syndrome again. Got a couple of cool movie reviews for you later, two movies, one called Gotti, which stars John Travolta, and a very strange film called Polar, P-O-L-A-R, Polar. Anyway, I'll explain later. It's been quite busy actually downtown, although we're now in Sainsbury's and we're going out for a well-known cup of tea because we're both absolutely worn out. I don't know what you're all up to on this Sunday. I know different people have got different routines. Some people just veg out for the day, other people have got family meals and all that sort of stuff. We just thought we'd come downtown because it's lovely weather today, to be honest with you. We've got blue sky, and you can see through the window there. Yeah, blue sky and sun. And apparently for the rest of the week after today it's going to be bloody awful, so we're just making the most of it. Yeah, so I'll tell you more about the movies later. Bye for now. Hello folks, movie review. The first film I watched last night is called Gotti, and it basically is obviously a sort of a biopic, if you like, of John Gotti, who was a sort of criminal gang leader in America. La Cosa Nostra. Now, I wondered about this film because they have awards for worst actors and stuff like that in films, and John Travolta was up for one for his role in Gotti, because he plays Gotti. And I watched it last night and I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I'd give it a 6. It's a good story to it. It's cleverly done. It's a little bit, especially the parts where he's in prison and he's dying of cancer, they're a bit different. But he played a good villain. He played the part really well. I thought he had a good supporting cast as well. You know, there was some horrible people in it and some nasty sort of villains, but it was well acted. It was a good film. There's a lot of scenes in it that are interesting to watch because you get an insight into John Gotti, because obviously, you know, everybody thought he was a saint. Now, I'm not saying he was a saint, but what I will say is I know a bit of story about John Gotti, and the fact is, yes, he was a criminal, a gang leader. But the one thing about the La Cosa Nostra is they only harm those that are also in the gangs. They won't go out and just shoot somebody in the street who's on the street, you know, just an average Joe Public, because that isn't what they do. That is not what they do at all. They're not mercenaries. They don't just go around killing anybody that moves, you know. It's usually somebody who is in a rival gang or somebody who's done something to them. And they had their own rules and their own guidelines. You know, you had to be signed in, you had to swear different things. You know, you weren't allowed to do this, you weren't allowed to do that. So it was organised. It was proper organised crime. And I thought it was pretty good, actually. I saw it last night, like I said, and I'd give it 6. I'd give that one 6 out of 10, definitely. Now, the second rating for a film is called Polar. Now, I found this on Netflix. When I went on Netflix, it came up as the recommended film. Now, the idea behind it is basically, it's been done before a load of times, where you've got a retired hitman who wants to retire, but his bosses won't let him retire, so they send killers after him, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's all been done before. Now, when you're watching this film, the first thing you will think from the first 5 minutes is Quentin Tarantino, because it's got his mark all over it. It really has. It's done over the top. It's gruesome for the sake of violence. You know, I mean, the violence in it is rough in places, really rough. It's not one I would give any more than probably 5, because it is too over the top. It's all right, like I say, for dedicated Tarantino fans and stuff like that. They will love it. They will absolutely love it, because, you know, you've got like all the killers. You know, you'd identified each of the killers. They've all got names, and it all comes up with like flashing names, who they are, and all this sort of thing. But yeah, it's okay. The one thing I've left till right at the end is what it basically is there's a group called Damocles, and what it is they basically hire assassins, send people out to obviously kill people, pay them money, etc., etc. The story behind this is they realise that there's a clause in the contract that if you retire, they then match all your money that you've paid in, contributions, etc., etc. Anyway, the main guy in it, who's called the Black Kaiser, they figure out that when he retires in 14 days, I think it's 14 days, I think they say, he's going to be due nearly $8 million off them. Anyway, the head of Damocles, who was played, believe it or not, by Matt Lucas, which completely threw me, and he is really over the top and cheesy and corny. He is about as cheesy a villain as you will ever come across. And he's behind it all, and he basically has got this great way of saying that by killing them before they retire, they haven't got to pay them the retirement money. So what they're basically doing is going out and killing all the agents just as they reach 50, basically. As soon as they reach 50, they're killing them before they have a chance to retire so that they don't have to pay them the money. Anyway, he sends out this group of mercenaries who are all young sort of mercenaries, you know, to kill this guy, and this guy's way one step ahead of them all the way. He is not the kind of guy who will be easily killed, you know. But yeah, it's all right. It's not a bad film. It was watchable. Like I say, it's rough in places. You know, you've got to have a pretty strong stomach for some of the violence that's in it. But I would give it 5 out of 10. So that's Polar on Netflix. It's on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original, actually. It's on Netflix, and I would give that one 5 out of 10. So there's 2 movie ratings for you. Gotti, 6 out of 10. Polar, 5 out of 10. And the only reason I'll give it 5 out of 10 is because if it wasn't so gruesome and over-violent for the sake of it, I would have probably give it 7. But because it is, I've got to give it 5. Yeah, as you can see from early video, we went downtown. We decided to go out for a bit because it's been a lovely day. The weather has been really, really nice. Can't get over how nice it's been. But I've got a feeling that's all going to change because when we were in B&M and we commented on how nice the weather was, the guy behind the counter informed us that for the next week we're going to have nothing but rain. Really bad rain, actually, from what I've heard. So I'm glad we got out when we did. We had a good few hours out. We didn't actually get this time to go into Costa because normally, obviously, when we go downtown, we go in Costa. The first Costa was absolutely jam-packed, and I mean literally. And the first thing, as soon as I opened the door, all I heard was a kid scream, high-pitched, and that was like, no, not going in there, not going in there. Not just for the kid, but the fact that it was jam-packed as well. So we went, I won't go in the other Costa. You know why, I told you before, I ended up with a very, very, very bad stomach twice. Twice I've drank in there and twice I've ended up ill. So I've got a feeling that's a bit more than a coincidence. But when we were in Sainsbury's, I ended up having bowl of chips, my usual bowl of chips. And Dad, bless her, she did ask me what I wanted to drink. And I said a coffee, but tea, sorry. But then she told me that they did Black Forest hot chocolate. So I indulged, shall we say. I indulged and got that. So, yeah. So that was our day, really. We didn't really go down for that much, but we did need a lot of essentials, you know, things, you know, your bog standard stuff like milk, cheese. I needed meat. I needed Actimal because obviously for me stomach. So yeah, we got a fair bit of shopping in while we were down there, and because we hadn't been for a couple of weeks, nearly 2 weeks since we last went proper shopping. Tomorrow, I know Deb's busy because she's making a card. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I haven't got a clue. I might do a bit of writing, catch up on a bit of writing because I know I've got to do a bit more. I've also got Ring to make a couple of appointments for things I need to have sorted. But other than that, like I say, not much of a plan. And after I've done this, it's what? I think it's 10 to 8. After I've done this video, I'm just going to go up and watch a bit of telly, I think. Finish the night with that. So you all take care. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching my daily vlog. I hope it was informative and interesting. If you like what I'm doing, then you can subscribe to my channel by clicking there. And if you want to see exactly what I was talking about yesterday, you can look up there. Bye for now.